I'm working on an image display program in Java using JavaFx. I'm trying to duplicate a program that I wrote a long time ago in Java. This is written with the Qt framework. The problem I'm having is the image display part. If you'll notice, I can pan, I can zoom, and when I zoom, I can also pan all the way up to the corners of the images. That's what I need to duplicate in Java. And also, if possible, when I zoom out so that the image is smaller than the scroll pane, drag fails. Doesn't need to work. Notice also that the image is centered. So if, for example, I zoom in and then move it to the side and zoom out, it centers automatically. Okay, so that's what I want to accomplish. So I'm using Intellij, I'm using SceneBuilder. I've got a split pane, a VBox with a scroll pane and an image view, and then some other controls down here inside a VBox. The code is complicated. I'm not expecting you to read and understand this. I will have a pointer to the code on GitHub. This is the general layout of the scroll event. At some point we call set up the scroll on the image view in the controller. What we've done is called this from the application after the fxml file was loaded. So we make sure the scroll pane is panable and the policy for the scroll bars is as needed. This does not appear to make any difference. I turned it on, I turned it off. So fit the height and fit the width. Having it on or off makes no difference. It doesn't work. Maybe we should look at how it doesn't work first, and then we'll go through the rest of the code. Okay, so here we are with an image loaded. The scale factor is just under 1. So it's about 1. And notice I could get to the corners. We could make it 1. There, if we make it 1, I think that's close enough. Okay, you notice I can get to the corners of the images. The desire here, the reason I'm worrying about this, is I want to be able to zoom in on an image for details that are at the corners of the image. Okay, so if the scale factor is 1, it works to get to the corners. And if the scale factor is less, if it's smaller, notice I can scroll till there's white space. And in the other program, you can't scroll to see what, well, you can't scroll it if there's white space, basically, because the program, the image is smaller than the area, and sorry, dragging stops. Here we've got dragging still working, but we're clearly smaller than the viewport. So that's the problem. It doesn't work. And so let's go back and look at the code briefly. We're setting up a scroll handler to take the scroll events, and then we're getting the scale factors and modifying it and putting limits on the X and Y scale factors. Sorry, on the scale factors so that you can't zoom in more than a factor of 10, and you can't zoom out more than a factor of 1/5. In other words, you can't make the image tiny, no point. And you can't look at the individual pixels, there's no point. So the scale factor is limited. And then we set the zoom factor. And report the scale factors. And then I've tried various ways to adjust the image view or adjust the scroll pane to try to get the behavior I want, and none of this works. I can't find anything that works. Okay. I'll post this on YouTube, and the description will have a link to the GitHub repository. Thank you very much.